Good evening, everyone. My name is Ricardo Jurado, and I'm here to present my evidence number 3 from Contemporary World of Tech Millennials at Juarez. And my teacher is called Mariana Fabiola Saldivar Garza. Without further ado, let's begin with this. Introduction. In this presentation, I'm going to talk to you about the main event, important events that happened on the past decades, from the 90s till today, plus 4 other topics, which are the globalization, the terrorism, the unipolar world, and the digital era, answering some questions about them. Let's begin with the important events of the past decades. The first event that I'm going to talk to you about is about the freeze or liberation of Nelson Mandela in February 9, 1990. Nelson Mandela, as we all know, was one of the biggest images around the world, because he was the one that was in charge of the freedom, or looking out for the freedom of, South Africa, or most parts of Africa, because they suffered racism between the white people and the black people. Okay? The next one is the death of Pablo Escobar. As we all know, or if you don't, let me tell you, Pablo Escobar was the king of the narcos. He was the biggest narco in all the world, winning billions of dollars, but doing, illegal stuff with mainly cocaine. His empire fell down on December 2 from 1993 in his death, one day after his birthday. That was kind of sad, but he had it coming. After all, he made a lot of things. He made terrorism. He made a lot of deaths. He made his empire based on drugs. And as we know, drugs are bad, right? The third one is the fall of the Twin Towers, which is a topic about, terrorism that we will be discussing later in that presentation. It happened in September 11 of 2001. This attack was made by the terrorism group Al-Qaeda, which 2 planes crashed against the, Twin Towers, or the World Trade Center of the United States. It was really sad. It caused more than 3,000 deaths by just crashing the planes there. It was a tragic day, but I guess we'll have to learn about that. And as we know, terrorism is bad, but that topic is for the future. Well, the first main topic will be the globalization. What is the globalization? The globalization can be defined as the worldwide movement toward economic, financial, trade, and communication integration. What does that mean? The globalization is the movement that in which countries around the world create objects to expand their richness, plus gaining more, let's say, things to build them empires. For example, let's say Mexico is rich in, in wood, okay? And let's say the United States is rich in silver. Mexico needs silver to make, wires and stuff for computers. And the United States needs wood for, let's say, paper. Alright? What they can do is they can trade the silver for wood, so they can expand their own business between them. Okay? So, let's answer the first question. Why did the globalization emerge? Well, here's a little text that says, after World War II, all the world saw they need help. They need to help one another, establishing new threats to easier the business and communication worldwide. What does that mean? Well, every country needs things from another countries, and by trading or buying things from them, they can expand themselves and winning, let's say, more, then again, richness for themselves. Here's a video that will be in the description below if you want to see it. It's very interesting and it talks about the globalization. The next topic is terrorism. Terrorism can be defined as the use of violence and threats to intimidate or coerce, especially for political purposes. One of the examples of that terrorism was the fall of the Twin Towers of the World Trade Centers. Terrorism can be made by several things. For example, the people that are walking in the streets saying that Trump cannot be the president of the United States or stuff like that can be defined as the act of terrorism. But it is not a terrorism on a big scale. It's terrorism on a small scale, since no one gets hurt. Well, not really hurt. But in the case of the Twin Towers, it was an horrible event. More than 3,000 people died there. It was no small thing, and was just to prove a point that the terrorism of the Islam, or the, more concrete, the group Al-Qaeda, is, trying to change the world by doing this, which is wrong. Okay? The question will be, in most cases, what caused the terrorist attacks of the 20th century? Well, the answer of this will be, most of the causes of the terrorism itself aren't bad causes. Some of them are religion, love to the motherland, love to the neighbor, politics, and economy. Yeah, even if you don't believe so, the economy is also a part of terrorism. Another thing about terrorism is that it can be happening in a war. And in the war, the countries that are fighting each other are winning money. So, for example, the United States. The United States are known as being a fightly country. Since then, they always fight on the war. One example of them is the war between Vietnam. They didn't have to fight them, but at the end they did. So they can make money of it. Okay? So not only terrorism is an act by, for example, suicide, which runs to a crowd of people and explodes there, but there is something in it. There's a message after every terrorism attack. Another example of it can be the attack of Paris 2 years ago, if I'm not wrong. The attack of Paris was that a magazine published published an article that talked bad about the Islam. And, the group Al-Qaeda did not like that. So he said, "Oh really, you're talking bad about my religion, which is the thing that I mostly love. Well, I don't like it." So they put a bomb on the magazine and exploded, killing hundreds of people. It was pretty bad, but they had it coming. Alright, so let's continue with the third one.